You can press record. Yes. Zanzana. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Keeplah.
Yeah, Tony, what's
Long
up,
time
man?
no see. Easy, Baba. It's good seeing you again after a long time. Okay, I've seen you on the barabara and on the ground. uh, as you're cutting those kilos.
Yeah.
Am I clear for you? Yeah.
Uh,
And again, a nice background.
whatever,
Huh?
whatever you do, in natural light, you're still black as hell. So don't.
Yeah, but now this is what the Lord gave me, but what do we do? We just take
Yeah.
it as it is. But have you been, man? You're good?
Been good yourself?
Salama kabisa. You're saying I think there was Kipara where? 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 There's Kipara nothing. You on the other hand, my brother.
Kubali, you hit a 40.
I was I knock 40 this year. It's okay. If it goes,
Yeah.
it goes. But let me share it. COVID has given me a good excuse to keep it, to keep the hair on kidogo longer. Because I don't take any clients anymore now.
You're not Kanyaga at 40?
Bado bana, mayangin. As I see in the smooth skin. It's being a young lad.
Easy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this young man is called Keeplah. Known him for a long time. Friend from a long time as well. He used to be a very big guy, man boobs, in the works, party hard. The pints and the gaffs. Hey, my guy, you could not shinda Keeplah. But I'll let him introduce himself to you. Take it away, Kip.
Yeah. Well, now that you've spoiled my CV.
Okay, it was already done.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for hosting me. My name is Andrew Biama. Street name is Keeplah. Lots of friends call me Keeplah for a long while, so it sticks. What do I do? I always try to say that what I do for life is nothing to do with business or money. So what I do for life is I try and become a better husband, a better parent to my 2 kids. More importantly, what I do for a living, I jump around, run, hike, cycle, walk around. And that's what I do for living so that I can keep on living. Part of my hobbies involve running a few businesses here and there, and a cleaning company, training company, and I'm a part-time farmer. Other than that, one of my biggest goals is just try and improve the planet, make it better than I found it, either by making guys laugh, making guys happier, making guys get along well. That's it.
Yeah. Nice. So I've known Keeplah for a long time. As I said, we're in campus together. When partying was partying, the real partying. Yeah, but Keeplah has gone through different phases of life. He's now married, kids, as you heard, started to run biashara. And the reason I brought him on is because we're talking about health. And more so, we talked about men's health. We've talked about mental health with him, and we said we need to try and do something about it. So I think it's an opportune moment to have you talk about this, because we've seen, we've seen you at your biggest, and of course now you're much leaner and smaller. But you tell us, so what was your turning point? What made you decide to stop the drinking, stop the smoking, and just get on a healthy treadmill?
Yeah. I can't actually pinpoint, especially for recreational drugs like cigarettes and that. For gaffs, for smoking, it was a very personal decision. I was unemployed, and my kid bro, went into my room and nyakuad my last gaff.
Uh-huh.
And the emotions that I went through that morning, I just felt like killing the guy. And around noon, I just asked myself, Yani, because of gaffs, you want to maliza your own bro? So I said, you know what? I don't need this energy around my life. So I decided, let me stay today without gaffs. And it went day 2,
Yeah.
day 3, and that's it. And,
Oh,
and so for pints, it was really about my famo. And
yeah.
I had to make a decision between letting alcohol be the lead in my life, or letting my famo be the lead in my life. And so that decision, I didn't actually have to grapple with it. So in both instances, it was more about finding your why. So in the case of cigarettes, I found my why. I decided, no, I'm not going to ever want to feel like killing my bro again because of a cigarette. And for drinking, I decided, you know what? I can't compete with alcohol. I don't think there's anyone who can shinda. Pints are always going to win. It's like the casino, man. The house always wins. And so if I wanted to keep my famo, then I had to make a very key decision. And I went cold turkey on both. And here I am, about to celebrate 6 or 7 years bila pints. Yeah.
What? And the gaff, same 6, 7 years, or and you'd smoke for how long?
Slightly longer. And I quit gaffs in 2000 and 204, I think, or 203, I can't remember.
Okay. After smoking for how long?
Since 1994, Form 2.
What? It was heavy and not Kidogo.
It was heavy, man. I talk about a parkour a day sometimes if I'm drinking or more. And back then it wasn't at selective that you go with, Benson and Dages. It was anything. So, I mean, you'd really go into cheap tobacco.
Yes. Almost rolling up your own cigarettes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nice. No, but I mean, the one for feeling desperation, especially when you've lost a job, then you're protecting your last gaff. That one, I'm sure, was a tight one.
Yeah.
Even your bro, sure, look back and it's that day. This is the guy with a malisa because of a gaff.
Yeah. I thought about, actually, how am I going to rarua these guys? In which way is the best so that he can feel the uchungu that I felt? And that, for me, was the breaking point.
And then there's no more color to go buy more gaffs because now you don't have a job.
Bila, I think gaffs were 3 pop then, and I think I only had that 3 pop for that day. It's tough times.
I'm telling you, man. No, but it's been very positive watching your transformation and your change. I mean, like the hiking and everything else that you do on the extensions, but even just normal day-to-day, you're on the road, running, cycling, or even just walking sometimes. And for me right now, what I want to talk about is more on the positive effects. So how has that affected your life moving forward from being the party guy to, well, I'm sure you still party just now without the elements, but how has that affected your life and your farm more? I see you're drinking your kachai there.
The positives are, and this is, I know it might sound like a cliche, but the positives are overwhelming. You cannot have dreamed about such things when you're deep in pints. I communicate better, both on a personal and professional level. I concentrate better. I sleep better. I have all this time to, as you said, work out. I don't call it working out. I just call it being part of my lifestyle, going out for a walk every day. I have time for small things like teaching my Toi how to play chess. I have time for teaching my daughter how to swim and ride a bicycle, because you realize when you're in pints, like Friday Sato, especially if you're working. So Friday Sato is heavy on pints. And so you go out on Friday, Sato, say you wake up around 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hanging
like a mountain.
And you see your phone and guys are at Nerco asking you, where to lock Sangapi, and so what do you do? and you know,
right back around. Yeah.
Exactly, and you know Mama is not talking to you. The toys are a bit apprehensive about talking to you, and so what happens is you go out on Saturday. You come back Sunday. These days they call it, we go for Sunday service. The pints with pork on Sunday afternoon. So
it's called Sunday service. I didn't even know that.
Okay, you're sure you're not over 40, you guys?
Yeah, bado. Don't harakisha the body. It's getting there.
Yeah.
I'll be having six
And so,
pack by the time I'm turning 40.
yeah, and so the positives that come with it are overwhelming. You couldn't write it down. As in, it's too amazing. Plus, also the fact that it gives you a lot of confidence in terms of living life to the maximum. Kidogo with pints, you start realizing, or with drugs, with any drug, you start realizing you get more and more dependent on your own personality being tied to, say, alcohol. And so if you're the party animal, and everyone remembers Tony the party animal, so you have to keep it going. You have to drink more because guys remember you as Tony the party animal. And so your own confidence, your own personality gets eroded away. So the health benefits, personal, social benefits, amazing, tremendous, yeah.
And then when you're at your heaviest, how big were you?
123 kilos was the heaviest I ever PMA'd.
So I should not be feeling too bad about my 110, but it's going down like a Toyo. Going down. It's going backwards.
Like
a 110.
AE 110.
AE 110. Loading. It's going down. It's going to be Andudi soon. And how heavy are you now?
I honestly don't know. One of the things that I did is I realized that the weighing scale was weighing me down, so to speak. In terms of, I always used to try and set myself a target, like end of May, I have to be 110, you know? And sometimes when I don't figure that 110, I kasirika and give up, or I reach the 110 and think, you know, you plateau and you're like, you go back to 123. So the weighing scale became to me an enemy, because the weighing scale only PMAs kilos. It doesn't PMA lifestyle, it doesn't PMA health. And like me, 6'3", honestly, I can't weigh anything less than, say, 80. My bones are heavy already.
Yeah.
So if I set myself a target of 60, which is unrealistic, I'm going to always get depressed. So the last time I went to Hosi and they PMA'd me tried, I was at 98, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess with the height, it also features, and you've known that, because you tend to it spreads around nicely.
Plus you learn a lot of breathing in. You learn a lot of holding your breath in when photos are being taken. Yeah.
Me, in fact, I realized you don't realize how big you are until you see yourself in photos with other guys. You're like, hey, is that me? Like, there's a time I took photos when I used to do a lot of traveling, so I'd really known that. I was my waist was 40. I can't remember. I was of course above one. I was one something. Again, we took photos with the girls I was working with at that time. I looked like a bouncer. You remember Mosh of JK's? Yeah. I was like, what? So that's the first time I actually started working out. Now I started running. Then, of course, I got comfortable. I cut on the weight, and then now it has piled back on pole. When I was going through my stress in Maisha, it cutters. But now, because I'm in a bit of a happier place, of course. And then I think Mama is trying to chomoa me market. So just trying to wake up me dish. This is the guy. So tell us about your journey. Tell us about your journey. It's not even about me. It's about you. Tell us about your journey.
Yeah.
The ups and downs.
Which is still going on, the journey. I find it sometimes hard to even like pinpoint to a certain, like a journey, because I've just incorporated into my lifestyle. And 3 years ago, in 2017, I lost my dad after he was hospitalized for about 8 months. And so in between the hospitalization, I used to always encourage a guy, he used to live in shags, walk around, and he used to be a guy in the car, to his office, back to the car, home, nap, lala. So the doctors really said that if he had been working out, like tembeing and stuff like that, just not living a sedentary lifestyle, he would probably have gotten better. So that scared the hell out of me, because I figured I was just about turning 40. Here I am, overweight, looking like my dad. And every day I'd go see the guy in Hosi. I'm like, no, man, I need to tweak something here. And I'd been walking for 3 years before that. I'd been walking, and it really sided with small margin gains in terms of loss of weight. But then my running journey now started in 2017 after my dad was hospitalized, and I'd just tone it up a little bit with a bit of running. So I combined it: running, walking, swimming, hiking. Just my theory is just keep moving. I used to run on Langata Road the first days, and I'd feel like dying, man. So from Diggs to somewhere Kani, Rafiki's. You remember behind 1824?
I remember Rafiki.
Yeah. So there was this thing that I used to tembea. Every time I'd tembea there, I'd see that thing for keep walking. And it was huge for Johnny Walker. Keep walking, keep walking. Yeah. That thing used to always inspire me. So my mantra is always keep moving. Because now I moved from keep walking when I walk. It ties it down to my nickname, which is Keeplah. So keep moving. So anything that I can do, I just feel, well, just do it.
Oh, nice. Well, I think it's a real life lesson, and it's here with us. As I was talking to a doctor, a friend of mine earlier on, and he's saying the age for blood pressure, strokes, diabetes, basically lifestyle issues has actually moved backwards. It's actually people who are 30s, actually from 30 going on, and even prostrate. So I think it's a key thing we talk about it, and we've got the time now because of the Rona. So I was saying we've had that. The Rona is there, and people have some time on their hands to start doing this kind of stuff. And I think it's baby steps to get to where you are. So what would you advise the guys who are going to watch this as men? We had one for the ladies. Now we're talking about the men. And we're not talking about the men who have umama. It's just because we're saying working mother, and she's doing this, that, and the other. But for dudes generally, okay, of course, I'm not saying you don't have to, you have to stop drinking and everything else, but just to live a healthy lifestyle. What would you give them as their take home?
Yeah, I think everyone has a right to live life the way they want it, whatever makes you happy. But moderation and balance is key. And so if you're going to have a drink or two, or whatever number of drinks you have, just be knowing the pros and cons of whatever it is that you're doing. And this operates also in life. If you're going to work out, if you're going to go to the gym, set your own goals, all in moderation. So my philosophy is I don't have any goals, any fitness goals whatsoever. I threw away any fitness goals. So I just work on the next 24 hours. So my advice to them would be work with what you have. What do you have?
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning. The only thing you probably have is the next 24 hours. And even that's not assured.
Yeah.
Jana, last week, last year, that's gone. Our life in Campo, that's gone.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, next year, when the Rona passes, we don't even know that. But what we have is ahead of us is 24 hours. So take the next steps in the next 24 hours to improve your life. How are you going to do that? Any way you want to. I'll go for a walk today. For how long? 10 minutes. So, and that creates my goal for the day. By tomorrow, that goal will have been gone. So I'm thinking, what else? Start with what you have. This works in sharas. This works in relationships. Like when running my own business, I had dreams of becoming a millionaire doing cleaning. My guy, I've never seen a millionaire. I've never. So I had to tone down. I had to tone down and work with what I have. So I started down. So trees not be bandward from you. So start with what you have. So if it's a run, if it's a hike, if it's a walk, if it's eating well, because now we are at a case where, as you said, lifestyle diseases are catching up with guys in their 30s. you know.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes. Yeah.
all in moderation. I eat snacks, but I'll eat half a kg on Friday. But Sato, my guy, they're sweating. So balance is key.
Yes, yes,
But
yes. No,
don't jinyima, don't jinyima. If you're a guy of pints, go have fun. But then realize
yeah,
what other consequences come with it. Like, for example, drink driving, diseases and all this. The institution of the family is breaking down because of pints. And it has been breaking down since our folks. Our folks just knew how to manage it. Now, these days, it's becoming common, especially if the two individuals are on pints or drugs.
yeah, true. So then you had it from Keeplah himself, one at a time, 24 hours as we keep on moving. Interesting theory. No weighing scale, just the process. So you're trusting more of the process as opposed to 10 kilos. I need to be under a sock. I need to be under 80, which actually makes sense because sometimes the scale can also depress you, as you're saying. Even though you PIMA, you're like, hey, but I've been running, I've been walking, what's this? It can actually get more negative than positive. So yeah, but I think it's a good thing. And further to this, we'll also have I think with Keeplah on mental health, because I've got a cousin who was a very good friend of his who committed suicide, and for me that's been a very dear topic. I just need to figure out the approach of how to do it, but we shall definitely have you back on for that. But thank you for your time, Keeplah. Appreciate it. Salimia, Juliet, and the toys, and keep on sharing your photos of their oats and the giveri. And if you're ever around there, Kenyatta Market and see Keeplah, you can Salimia him. Let's become a celeb. He's going to become an MCA soon.
B6, the soul is B6. And please, Tony, work out. That tumbo is not for a young man.
Avanza. As you said, one day at a time, man. Getting there, man. But I appreciate it, Sana, man. No, thanks, man. Have a good one. God bless. Cheers. Bye. All right. Cheers. I go see my thing on the other side.